All right, audio is recording, video is recording. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to part two. So, unfortunately, the previous tier list that I had made, I have lost. I don't know where it is. And I thought I'd do something a little different, just because for some reason tier list maker is giving me a hard time uploading like a bunch of JPEGs on there. So we're splitting into two this time for part two. Um, and now all the movies are going to be there. All the 2023 movies are on this one, and then the remainder of what I just watched in general last year. So part one still has merit. Unfortunately, they're not all going to be combined into this giant tier list that I kind of wanted, but that's okay. We'll just go through it. So none of these should look familiar, besides a couple. Um, and yeah, so and then I'm just gonna re-rank my 2023, how I feel about it at the end of the year, now that it is officially 2024. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, John Wick 4, this was early in the year, and I am a big John Wick simp. Um, I love all the John Wick movies. I think they're all great. Or three of them are on Netflix now. My hair's a little messy, but fuck it. Um, just these movies are just so entertaining, and you know exactly what you're doing when you're going to these. You're not expecting some high, plot or whatever. It's just all about the action and stuff. And the slapstick comedy in this is like unironically very fucking good. John Wick 4 is just an awesome ride through and through. Um, Action packed and all that fun and jazz. Then we have Creed 3. Looking back on this, I think I would just say good. Um, that's not due to the Jonathan Majors thing, or Majors thing. Jonathan Majors, however, is not a good person, and I don't endorse him in his future endeavors. But in this movie, he was very good. Him as a real person is shitty, but I actually thought this was very good. And apparently, there's going to be Creed 4, which kind of defeats the purpose of Creed 3 because it's kind of like he, you know, was done. But you could say that with the Rocky movies. Like every Rocky movie is like, this is the last one. No, for real, this is the last one. No, we're for real. Well, technically, this isn't the last one because he's not the main character. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Rocky franchise will never die. Um, but yeah, I just think it's a good movie. Um, Evil Dead Rises, I would say, if this will load properly, there we go. I would say I would highly recommend. I'm a big horror fan. I'm a big Evil Dead fan. Evil Dead is one of those franchises that wasn't oversaturated immediately, like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. I love those franchises, but the later movies you could just tell when they're kind of cash grabs. But the Evil Dead movies have always been kind of spread out and always majorly different from one another. They're connected, but still are doing their own thing. And Evil Dead Rises is awesome. It's just a gore fest. The first Evil Dead reboot was also very good, but I like this one a lot better. It's just more hokey and hammy, just like Evil Dead 2. So I like this one, and it is not afraid to kill children, which a lot of movies are afraid to kill children. So there's that if you want it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is probably going to stay in my top 3 of this year. Wow, we're acting slow today, huh? Probably going to stay in my top 3 this year. Um, it's just still one of my favorite MCU movies. Probably my favorite MCU movie, and a swan song for James Gunn's involvement with the Marvel Universe. And now we have nothing but schlock to look forward to. It's just an epic final chapter in the Guardians saga. I guess Chris Pratt is still going to hang around the MCU and stuff, but honestly, like, it's just they should just leave the Guardians franchise. They should just call it wraps. It's over. Yeah. Infinity Pool, an A24 film that I personally just did not get. I know some people really like this one. Maybe it upset me too much. Not that like I get offended. No, I wasn't offended, but it was just like, why? Like why this? It just didn't make any sense to me. And maybe yeah, there's probably some video essay out there like, oh, the top 10 meanings of blah, blah, blah. But like honestly, it was just it was all right. Um, I didn't think much of it. Yeah, and then we have another trash movie, Ant Man and the Wasp. Um, yeah, I was pretty drunk when watching this. I'm not gonna lie, but even in my non sober state, this movie is not good. The CGI is god awful. When another movie on this tier list, which we'll get to, which has like barely the same budget, has better CGI. You know, Disney it just doesn't know where to put its money, and I'd be panicking if I were them because this was absolutely unacceptable. And you're probably wondering why a couple other Marvel properties aren't on this list. Is because after this one, I pretty much checked out of Marvel. I'm pretty checked out. So, yeah, not to be all doom and gloom, but I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Especially because now this movie, if they don't continue on with the Kang character, it's just worthless. It's entirely skippable. So yeah. Whoops on that one. Then we have the Power Rangers comeback. I thought this was fine. This happened later on or earlier in the year. And it brought back the majority of the cast. Unfortunately, Tommy couldn't join in because he sadly um, passed away 2023. R.I.P. to the goat. But yeah, I thought this was a fine revival thing. It's just kind of cool to see the cast back. They're definitely old, but like it's still a lot of fun. It's Power Rangers. Have you seen Power Rangers? It's hokey. It's you know exactly what you're getting into, and don't be surprised. Like it's a little cringe. Yeah, the Power Rangers stuff is an equivalent to like a Disney Channel like original series. Like it's not some fine art. If you want fine art, I would suggest the Boom Studios Power Rangers comic books. Those are fucking awesome. I've been like reading those recently. I might do a video on them. Those are fucking sick. Um, but anywho, then we got Dungeons and Dragons. Honestly, this one didn't really do it for me. I don't even know why I felt the urge to watch this. Um, it just it wasn't bad, but it's just not for me. Like if you're a Dungeons and Dragons like fan, you're into the lore and stuff like that. I'm sure this is like right up your alley. But like for me, it just was kind of like Marvel-esque humor. Like, oh, here we go. Like I couldn't do it. And the chemistry with the cast was fine and all, but I don't know. Like, is how I feel about it. Scream 6. I guess it's fine. Um, the plot twist I kind of expected halfway through. Jenny Ortega is doing her best, I guess. The other main lead is doing her best, but yeah, I don't really remember this that much. The only scene that sticks out to me is like Ghostface in a bodega. I thought was cool, like kind of like they were playing on Jason Goes to Manhattan kind of thing. But I think this was just fine for a Scream. The best Scream movie is the first Scream movie. Like there's no competition. I guess technically this would be the second best, but like the rest of the movies are just fine. This is like the best of the Scream sequels, but that's not saying much, is what I'm saying. Super Mario. I will put. I'll put it in good. I'll be nice. Um, God, my computer's laggy as shit. Um, I would just say this is okay. It's good. It's just good fun. It's an Illumination film. You know what you're gonna get to. You're gonna get licensed music. You're just gonna get a bunch of pop culture references. And like this whole movie is just like the whole score is just one reference. It's just good fun. I watched it again on Netflix with my girlfriend, and that was nice. But yeah, I mean it's the Super Mario movie. Like, what are you expecting? Um, but yeah. Then we have Wish. This is Disney's newest animated movie. I think it was just fine. I liked all the references and stuff like that. Um, but man, these recent Disney movies, they're just not Like there's no heart, there's no up, there's no emotional core to it, and even Pixar's like that now. We'll get to Elementals later, but yeah, I think it's just all right. Like it's not terrible. The animation is fine looking. You could kind of tell they were kind of dipping their toes into like what Spider Verse and stuff was doing, but they didn't want to like go fully into it because Disney's like, well, we set the standards, but your standards are old fashioned. Um, yeah, I just this whole movie is kind of bleh, and the villains, he's all right, voiced by Chris Pratt. Um, yeah, I mean, it's okay. If you're bored and it's on Disney Plus, I wouldn't say don't watch it, but um, I don't know, just felt underwhelmed. The fucking Flash. I wouldn't say, oh, um, yeah, it is trash. However, I will say this: it's trash, but like it's so funny to watch with a group of friends because that's what I did this year is watch it with my co-host over at Black Hudson Productions. Subscribe to that, by the way. The link will be in the description below. Um, it was just so funny to watch, just to see the DC crumble beneath it. And I'm a huge DC fan. Like, I wish I could show you um, my comic book collection. Maybe I'll do a video where I show my comic book collection. But no, man, I am deep into it. Okay, like don't get it twisted. I'm not some Marvel jerk off. All right. Um, not saying that Marvel is bad. I'm just saying like I'm not just like oh Marvel's so great. I mean Ant-Man's right next to it. So what up? But yeah, no, this movie is really bad. I would only watch it with a group of friends. I would never watch this by myself. Ezra Miller is insufferable, both in real life and in this movie. Michael Keaton's just kind of looking for the bag, I think, in this one. It's just, it's just weird. But yeah, then we got Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna put this in Nope. Um, I feel like because they have to make it PG-13, right? Because a lot of younger kids grew up on it, and a lot of younger kids still consume the Five Nights at Freddy's concept. I'm just more accustomed to like the analog horror scene of Five Nights at Freddy's, where it takes like the adult scariness of it, like hey, like a dude dressed up as a bunny and murdered a bunch of children. Like that's barely touched on in a lot of FNAF media, but analog horror really leans into that. So that's in general what I would want from like Five Nights at Freddy's movie if it were to take the source material seriously. This one is just for the diehard fans and stuff like that. It's more of a fan film than anything else. And I think it's okay. I think it's fine. Um, well, I think it's nope. It's still a bad movie, but it's just yeah. But it's just a complaint with the FNAF official like um, story and stuff like that. It's not kid friendly, but it presents itself as very kid friendly, which is what has always annoyed me about it. Because that first game is genuinely terrifying, and then after that, it just. And then we got Godzilla -1. Now this isn't only just because I'm a Godzilla simp, but this movie made me teary eyed. Um, this movie is fantastic, and it's not just because Godzilla, is Showa era Godzilla where he's just mucking around, having fun. Um, he is a menace. He's a villain in this, and the human characters are so emotional, and it's so crazy that this movie is making so much money. Like I'm honestly shocked because it's a foreign film, and at first they were just gonna show it for a weekend. Um, but I was surprised. I'm like, wow, my theater's a little packed here. And then like they kept extending the. It's still shown in theaters at later times now, but it's still shown in theaters because this movie made Japan a lot of money, especially in the U.S. It made like triple, quadruple its fucking budget, and the fact that Toho is still being like, listen, like we know this is a great success. We're gonna wait till we have a good script and going. It just shows that Japan really does care about the image of Godzilla and what he represents and stands for as a political movement and as a deadly creature. Like, just 10 out of 10. No notes, no notes. And it's definitely better than Guardians. I mean, let's not fucking kid ourselves here. Um, yeah, genuinely the most human movie I saw this year. Um, now I did see Iron Claw, which came out technically in 2023, but I didn't watch it till 2024, so that is going to come on next year's list. Then we got Mutant Mayhem. Dude, Mutant Mayhem is so fucking good. And I know I'm a Ninja Turtle simp, but goddamn, this, you know what? You know what? Top, baby, top, baby, top, baby. The animation's so good. The voice actors are so fun. They're like talking just like teenagers. It's just such a good time. Um, both for kids and adults. It's shorter length, so you're not there for like 2 hours. I feel like movies now feel like they have to be 2 hours. You don't have to be 2 hours. You can be short. It's fine. Um, yeah, I just love that dichotomy of the kids. I love the animation. I love the story. I love where it leaves off. Yeah, no, this movie is really, really good, and everything I want as a Turtles fan. It's fantastic. I can't wait for the new TV show and the sequel to come out. Asteroid City. Um, I think this was. I would highly recommend it with a gigantic asterisk. And yes, as a film major, I put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem above Asteroid City. I think Asteroid City is one of his weaker stuff. Um, Wes Anderson, that is. I just like I didn't get it after I had watched it, and I was kind of like, this movie's dragging a little too long. It has one really good scene with Margot Robbie, um, and the main lead talking across the balcony, and that's all great and good. But like, even still, I mean, I don't know. This movie, eh, I mean, it was a little funny and stuff like that. It's still great. I mean, it's Wes Anderson. Like, it's shot great. The dialogue's funny, but it's not his best. But I mean, I still really enjoyed it. But huge asterisks. If you're not into Wes Anderson, don't watch these movies. I mean, you are. If you watch the trailer and you were into it, great. If you weren't, don't watch it. But I would still highly recommend it. Oppenheimer. I think is gonna go in the top three for me. But I'm not putting it above Godzilla minus one. I think Godzilla minus one is really, really good. Everyone should watch it. Um, Oppenheimer is great, but I do have complaints. Music in every scene, it's like it gets a little overwhelming. Like every single time, every single scene, there's a fucking score in the background, and the score is great, and you can appreciate it. But for 3 hours straight, it's a little much sometimes. And some of the pacing in the beginning was a little odd. Um, and it is a bit of a slow burn, but it was still excellent. I liked it a lot. Christopher Nolan knows how to direct a movie. Obviously, I mean, he's one of the goats. And the fact that this like movie sold out on Blu-ray makes me happy because I'm always in support of physical media. But yeah, I think those are looking at the rest of this. Yeah, those are going to be my top. Ooh, no, they're not. But it's still Oppenheimer is great, both as a movie, critically, and as just like a general audience member. It is very good. BS High, I would highly recommend. It's just a heartbreaking HBO documentary about this dude who takes advantage of these kids who want to become like star athletes or whatever, and he creates this high school, like this bullshit high school, to like have them apply for this um, fake football team, and then you just have to watch it. And these kids' lives just get destroyed because of this one man and his empty promises. It's really a heartbreaking documentary, and I highly recommend it. Everyone should go watch it. The new Hunger Games. I thought this was okay. Um, I thought it was fine. It was nice to visit the world of the Hunger Games again. Um, just drag. It was too long. It was too long. It could have cut down like half an hour, I think. But it's not bad. It's just okay. It's fine. Um, I just always like. I know they're YA series. Yes, I do know that, but I wish they would lean more on like how actually like it's like the FNAF thing with me. Like FNAF is about dead children stuffed into animatronics, and this one is about kids killing each other. But you know, we focus on that, but like it's still got that PG-13 drawback to it, and it's like I wish you would just go the extra mile. Like your core audience has grown up now. Everyone who watched the Hunger Games back then could go see a rated R movie now. So I want to see more of this world in a more mature take on it, and not be held down to the YA label that it's um, have has had stapled on it. But that's not for me to decide and stuff. That's just my sick brain. But yeah, I thought this was fine. It wasn't great, um, but I guess I would watch it again. But I would much rather watch the other Hunger Games movies than this one. It's probably my least favorite one. All right, then we have Barbie. Obviously, I'm gonna highly recommend this. Not that you haven't already seen it, you know, like it's genuinely very funny. Ryan Reynolds as Ken is hilarious. Margot Robbie as Barbie is funny, and just the message of the movie is really fun and creative. And just overall good, because it never feels like it's talking down to the audience at all. It just you could criticize, I guess, that it puts feminism in a very simplified way. I'm not really one to say that. I'm just saying what other people have said about it. I don't personally see it that way. I just see it as a fun film with some feminist messaging in there, and it's again, it's not talking down to anyone. It's just presenting everything in in the beginning, like when they're all like, "Oh, I'm a woman and a politician. That makes me good." And it's like, yeah, yeah, obviously. And if you don't like the beginning of this film, then you're just not gonna like it in general, due to your own personal politics, which I'm not gonna get into. But yeah, no, this movie's great. I probably academically, maybe you could say, oh, it's like, you know, very simplified, da, 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 da. But like, it's for a general audience. It made $1 billion. It's great. It's good. It's awesome. And genuinely very funny. Greta Gerwig really nailed it, and I like how they're taking it. Like, they're not just like, all right, where's Barbie 2? Where's Barbie 3? Like, she's just like, I think we're good here. I think it made its mark. All set, and I highly respect that. Elementals is uh, fine. I mean, I don't really know. I think Wish and Elementals is honestly tied together. Um, it's fine, but the messaging is just very obvious. And someone predicted on Twitter, like the "we have chemistry" line before the movie came out. This movie had a weird trajectory, right? Because at first it was like, oh, it's a box office flop, but then overseas it made a lot of money for some reason. Um, so there's that. I think this is fine. This is one of Pixar's worst, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad movie. I just think I we got a lot of mediocres this year, just meh, whatever kind of thing. Um, but yeah, then we got the Little Mermaid. I'm gonna put this in Nope. Not because of the ethnicity of any actress or anything like that, but just because I dislike this because I dislike every live action Disney movie, whether it be Dumbo, Maleficent, Cinderella, whatever. It's just rehashing of a movie that already exists, but just with a different, you know, different style to it. And the movie's just boring, and the everything's cringe about it, and the CGI is not good, and yeah, it's just kind of boring. There's nothing really to it, It's just nope. Bo is afraid. See, this is tough. I'm gonna put this on top of good because I would not highly recommend this because there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens in this movie, and you more so have to see it like, not to sound pretentious, but this is how it was described to me, like Homer's Odyssey, almost like this is an Odyssey. It's not straight and through. Um, it's not just a straight through storyline. It's like very crazy, very wild. Uh, but very good. I love Ari Aster. I love all his movies. This one is probably my least favorite, but Joaquin gives it his all. There's a lot of depth to this movie. In fact, I saw it with one of my friends, and he was kind of freaking out because a lot of the stuff that Bo's mother did, he had experienced. Obviously, I'm not going to say the names or whatever. But like he was having a genuine reaction on how fucked up Bo's situation was. Um, Rewatchability, I don't think it's there. You got to be in a real specific mood for it. I think it's a good one-time theater experience. You watch it. It's like Ari Aster. Like he had what's he got on him? Hereditary and he came out with one other movie. Oh, Midsummer. So then like A24 is like make whatever you want now, and this one didn't make a lot of money, but he this was like his passion project. So I don't know what he's gonna do next, but yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon. All right, so there we go. Load, load. Oh, there we go. Killers of the Flower Moon. You know what? Yo, this might look wild to you, but honestly, Godzilla minus one is nothing to sleep on. I think Martin Scorsese. See, I don't mind a long Martin Scorsese movie. I love The Irishman, and that was 3.5 hours long. I'll watch that any day, any time of the week. Killers of the Flower Moon, you really got to be in the mood for. And my problem with the movie really just comes down to repetitiveness. It's accounting something historical, which is like these Native women married white men, and those white men murdered them. But that it keeps happening in the movie, and then like that's like a good chunk of the middle of the movie, and it's just like okay, yep, mm-hmm, and then I know a lot of reviewers that really like this movie said like the time flew by. I felt like this one dragged. However, still masterful directing by Marty Scorsese. I love my boy Marty. He's the best. Acting fan fucking tastic. No arguments there. I just the pacing and the length got a bit much to me. I feel like you could have definitely cut this down to 2.5 hours, 2 hours, and you would have gotten the same result, kind of thing. Um, but that's just my opinion. I still think it's really fucking good. Um, Oppenheimer is also really good, but Killers of the Flower Moon gave me something that I didn't know about beforehand, so I feel like I got a lot more out of it. Oppenheimer, everyone knows about Oppenheimer and what he did and stuff, but Killers of the Flower Moon touches on a sensitive subject in history that is not talked about, and that should absolutely be talked about. So, yeah, and this isn't going to be Martin's. He's just announced Martin's last film. He just announced that he's going to make another movie about Jesus. So he might convert me to Christianity. Who knows? Uh, it's Martin Scorsese. But yeah, no, it's a very important film. And it is very well done. I just think the pacing is a little. It's not a movie you could just turn on. You got to be in a certain mood for it. All right, then we have Talk to Me. I highly recommend this motherfucker. Um, yeah, I'm gonna put this on top. Directed by two YouTubers, Australian YouTubers, I believe. This was just so good. Just a fresh take on like the possession um, genre of horror, and it does an excellent fucking job of that. You I almost don't want to say anything about it because you should just go blind, completely blind into it. But it was legit terrifying, and I highly recommend it. Napoleon is good. Um, yeah. It's kind of softcore porn for most of it. Uh, it's just, um, oh God, how do I say? Like the historical battles are awesome, but there's only like two in the whole movie. And it follows Napoleon, but it mostly follows Napoleon and his marriage and stuff like that. As again, way too long. We gotta cut down on the runtime on a lot of these. You gotta cut down on the runtime, and historically inaccurate a lot of the time. I still have fun with it, but yeah, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was anything groundbreaking or crazy. I'm a Ridley Scott fanboy. I love Alien. That's my favorite movie of all time. But yeah, Napoleon was just good. I think. Uh, Die Hard? No, not Die Hard. What was this? Try Hard? No, the Jennifer Lawrence rom com. I forget the name of it. Um, I thought this was fine actually. Um, yeah, I mean, um, It was funny at points. I'll be honest. It's just not. These movies normally aren't my cup of tea. But it did, slowly we've been getting back the rom coms with the new Sydney Sweeney movie, Anyone But You. Um, Made a good box office return. The Jennifer Lawrence movie made a good box office return. So slowly but surely, I think superhero fatigue is kicking in, and we're finally getting movies that like can actually last in the box office without having the threat of like an Ant-Man or something like that to topple them over. So I think 2023 was a benchmarker, being like, superhero movies, calm the fuck down. Here are some unique ideas. And yes, that's I've watched 27 movies in 2023. Paid for, went to the theater for. And yeah, no, I think this is a solid list. I wouldn't really change anything around. If this is the only thing you were looking for out of this video, here's your list. You can take off. For the rest of you, we're going to rank the rest of what I saw this year. And yeah, so if you're leaving now, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out. But for those of you who are wondering movies in general that I watched this year, here we go. Oh, I should have downloaded that. Ah, shit. Well, it's all right. I can work on the thumbnail later. All right, so we got a lot more to cover. God, I think this has already been going for an hour, but fuck it. If you're in it for a long haul, you're in it for a long haul, buddy. I think I'll go through the majority of these quick. Okay, She's the Man. I don't like. It's just not my cup of tea. My girlfriend put this on, and I was like, okay, come on. Oh. Ah. Somehow I knew this was going to happen. Oh, whoa, we got it. Hey, look at that. Okay, never mind. Whew. Yeah, She's the Man. Not really my cup of tea, I'll be honest. Let me just double check, make sure I'm still recording. I am still recording. Wow, that was only half an hour? Damn, I felt like that was an hour. Well, here's the extra hour. She's the Man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Disney Channel original movie ass movie. Yeah. Warm Bodies, I'm gonna put in fine. It's based on Romeo and Juliet. I mean, this is fun. It's a spin on rom com. It tried its best. Did it land in execution? No, but it tried to do something different. Um, Cars, I think, is obviously really good. Yeah, one of Pixar's best ones, and then they made the sequels. I never saw Cars 3. I don't know if that one's any good. I saw Cars 2, and even as a maybe middle schooler, high schooler, I don't know, I was like, this is shit. But Cars 1 is great. A lot of these are like I watched with my girlfriend and stuff, so a lot of them are Disney adjacent and stuff like that. So that's why. That's the way it is. But even still, Disney movies hold merit and are still cinema. Then we're just going to go out of order. I'm just going to decide what to pick. Then we have the very first Superman. It's one of the first superhero movies to really hit the mainstream. Obviously, the visual effects are dated and stuff, but like this is still just a classic movie. And the classic tone that I want for a Superman movie, not dark and brooding. I want this. I want fun. This is fun. I like fun. I like especially Clark and Lois's chemistry. Like it's just so off the walls here. It's fan fucking tastic. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. They're absolutely fantastic. Then we got the Madoka Magica movie. Obviously, if you've seen Madoka Magica, you have to watch this movie. But yeah, no, it was really good. Animation is flawless, even though the movie came out like 10 years ago. And just like, just everything that happens in that movie is fucking crazy. But yeah. All right. I'm going to talk about Planet of the Apes, like just in general, because I watched all three of the movies back to back. Um, this is like a perfect trilogy, and I think all three of them are of the same quality. Well, I'll say the first one is quote unquote the worst, but it's still a really good movie. I'm just gonna highly recommend this entire trilogy. Um, I think genuinely this is one of the perfect trilogy. I think it does what a good trilogy should do. Every single movie that comes after it is better than the last one. War of the Planet of the Apes is a character study of Caesar and where he's at. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is like Caesar's relationship with the humans during the apocalypse. Rise of the Planet of the Apes is Caesar's rise to power after before the apocalypse. These movies are just so good, and I'm so hyped for the new one coming out. Very very excited. It seems loosely adaptive of this trilogy, and I think it's placed like 100 years in the future after this trilogy. But I mean, this trilogy is so masterful. Andy, oh come on, the guy who plays Gollum. Oh God, what is his name? Jesus, Andy Signore, is that one? Well, the dude who plays Caesar, the motion capture is does an absolutely flawless job. This is like a true character study of a trilogy. It's pretty much a perfect trilogy, right alongside not Lord of the Rings. Like they're there. I mean, obviously, I'm a Lord of the Rings simp. I'm a huge fan. In fact, I watched them this year. I was thinking about putting them on this list, like the extended editions. But like everyone knows, I would just put it at perfect because those movies are literally perfect. Nothing can ever top them. um, but yeah. Then we have Big Hero 6. I think this is fine. It didn't really make a big splash when it came out. I just think it's okay. It's an okay kids movie. Technically based on a Marvel property. I think it's fine. It's a Kingdom Hearts 3 level. Perfect Blue. Perfect movie, more like. One of my favorite movies, more like. Um, yeah, Perfect Blue. It's literally flawless. I saw it first time in theaters. That's why it's on the list. With my friend Peter. Again, check out that stream at Black Hudson Productions. Reviewed the movie and just gave it a whole compliment sandwich. Movie's literally flawless. You do kind of have to be in a mood for it, but I watch it every single year. It's artistically, wow, beautiful. Directorial wise, fantastic. Acting wise, 10 out of 10. I mean, the sub version. I've never watched the dub version. But it's one of my favorite movies. It's probably either second or third in my top three. I would have to think of what my top three are. You know what? It's probably the second one because the top one is Alien and Perfect Blue is right next to it. So there you go. Yeah. Dread is so fucking fun. If you haven't watched this movie, oh my God. It's just like a hyper violent, fun movie where the guy who plays Billy the Butcher in The Boys plays Dread, and he's just like an emotionless asshole through it, which is what Dread should be. And he never takes off his helmet, unlike the Stallone movie. This is absolutely like everyone should watch this. This is so fun and violent. It's like pre John Wick, but it's really fun. Love Actually, I actually really like this one. This is a good movie. I had never seen it before. My girlfriend uh, suggested it, and I guess it's technically Christmassy, but like Christmas isn't like the main focus of the movie. It's not like, oh, and then we learned about Christmas spirit. Like, it just so happens to take place during Christmas. And yeah, I forget the director who directs these, but I think he directed The Holiday and stuff like that. Like these types of drama comedy movies are actually very good and very well done. Um, yeah, I liked it quite a bit. Now, if I have to be honest with myself, TMNT is yeah, fuck it. It's good. It's good, bro. Okay. The Night Watcher scene is fucking awesome. The rest of the movie is meh, but like, dude, that Leonardo and Raphael fight is one of the greatest in like Ninja Turtles media ever. And I have such a nostalgia trip for this movie. It's one of the first DVDs I bought with my own money, with my own allowance when I was a kid, dude. I love this fucking movie so much. Total nostalgia. I don't give a fuck. It's so good. The Michael Bay Ninja Turtles is nope. There's some value to it. The turtles are fun together. They're just overly designed, and Megan Fox is not a good actress. Will Arnett kind of saves it a little bit, but this is just like a Michael Bay bleh movie. It sucks. Mulan is awesome. one of my favorite Disney movies, I would highly recommend. Ain't nothing topping those fucking those Planet of the Apes movies are so fucking good. I'm not lying. They're so fucking good. But Mulan is awesome. It's probably my favorite Disney movie of all time. Um, yeah, it's just perfect. You know, nah, it's not perfect, but it's very good. Oh, okay, cool. Um, Next up, the Peanuts movie. Yo, this movie is fucking adorable. Everyone should watch this shit. It's just Charlie Brown. He's got a little crush on a girl, and he gets into hijinks. It's fun. I want more of these Peanuts movies. They're so cute with like the 3D animation style too. Like it's just so like this is like a huge like and normally like with movies like the movies I like the Planet of the Apes, Perfect Blue, Dread, Madoko Magica, like all very dark and sinister movies. But like the Peanut movie, like that's such a comfort movie, man. Dude, it's so fucking good. You know what? Fuck this. Highly recommend fucking the Peanuts movie, dude. This movie is fucking awesome. It's so sweet. It's so kind. It's so cream of the fucking crop. Um, Princess and the Frog. I would also do highly recommend. This is my girlfriend's favorite. I think it's her favorite 2D animated one. That or Mulan, but they're kind of tied together. This one's a lot of fun. Keith David as the main villain is awesome. Um, and the last hand drawn Disney movie, unfortunately. But hey, what are you gonna do? Um, Highly recommend. Tarzan, I think is just good. Um, it's got the Phil Collins song, Two Words, One Family. Yeah, that one. It's good. I like it. It's not great, but it's good. It's also did kind of like early CG, so like it's obviously like 2D Tarzan traveling on like 3D objects and stuff, which looks a little awkward. But yeah, I've always thought this one was good. Treasure Planet, highly fucking recommend. This is okay. No, I lied. This is my favorite Disney movie. Underrated as fuck. Love this fucking movie. Um, just such a unique world. It's such a unique like Disney movie. Like who greenlit Treasure fucking Planet? But like, goddamn, it's a fucking banger. And I love that like skateboard thing where like he had the little like flag where it's like a little sailboat too, dude. Treasure Planet. If you haven't seen it already, it's an underrated Disney gem. Batman and the Ninja Turtles. This was actually good and kind of mature. It's like more comic book Ninja Turtles than like there's like blood and stuff in this movie. I bought it on Blu-ray. It's really good. I like it a lot. I think Troy Baker voices Batman in this. I don't think it's Kevin Conroy. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I saw this. But yeah, no, it's really fun. Just to see like how similar, oddly enough, like Batman and the Turtles are to each other. But yeah, I love this. It was a good movie. Good. Reservoir Dogs, obviously perfect. I think I had it last year on my list. God, I think this is one of my favorite Tarantino movies. I mean, it is Inglorious Bastards, but the thing with Reservoir Dogs is that it's so short and so quick to the punch and such a simple concept that it's just like an easy watch. I could watch it whenever I want, and not be bored of it. Like it's so fucking good. And just to see what he could do on a limited budget, but still have like the dialogue so into like where ba 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 ba, like it never skips a beat. Like the screenplay for that movie is so good. I own it. It's awesome. Spider-Man 3, no, it's still a very bad movie. Bully McGuire is in it. Yeah, it's kind of like how people try to justify Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Like, no, it's good. You live in a fantasy land. I'm sorry to tell you, bud. Sorry to be the one to break the news, man. It's not that great. I'll put it on top of fine. I wouldn't say it's good. I think it's fine. It does get a little bit of a bad rap. I know I just did the Revenge of the Sith thing, but that still is a very bad movie. And this is still bad, but like because I grew up on it, like I don't know. I mean, technically, I think it is bad, but nostalgia wise, I can't help myself. Godzilla 2000 is fucking awesome. Highly recommend. Um, God, that's the only other Godzilla movie I watched. Oh no, I watched Shin Godzilla this year. That was on the previous video. Um, yeah, Godzilla 2000 is really good. The only thing is the ending kind of just it just ends. You know, there's not really like a whole like conclusive like oh, but that's like the point is it just ends and you're like oh shit. There is a sequel to this one. I think it's Tokyo SOS. I think it's called. The millennial period didn't have a lot of sequels in it. It was mostly just one-offs, and then maybe it gets a sequel. Um, but yeah, highly recommend. It's a good Godzilla movie. It's got early 2000s CG, which is excellent. We always love to see it. But most of it is suit animation, which is great. Jordan Peterson's Nope, I think is good. I don't. I think it's the weaker out of his movies. I still think it's good, but I would definitely rank Us and Get Out higher than this one. I just didn't get what it was going for. Maybe I just got to rewatch it. But yeah, I was just a little underwhelmed by it. I'm not gonna lie. Um, then we have Alita, Battle Angel. This is fine. Um, it's the closest good live action anime Oh no, One Piece technically. Even though I don't like that one, I can recognize that that's just because I'm a One Piece simp and the decisions they make in that show. I don't know, but Battle Angel Alita, uh, it's fine. It's good. It's got James Cameron's name on it, but it's like trying to be James Cameron, but because it's not directed by him, it just doesn't land. But I thought it was all right. Pacific Rim is good. Giant robots fight each other. Guillermo del Toro directs it. Idris Elba, awesome actor. Yeah, giant robots fighting monsters. What more could a man ask for in a movie? Then we have The Big Short. Highly recommend this one. This is about the get over there. Yep. This is about the housing market exploding, the bubble, and it explains it in a very simple way. I believe this director also directed Vice, which visually and pacing wise, I really do like his movies. But what's up there? I think was the movie he made last year, 2022. I think that's one with Leo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, I believe, and it's just obnoxious with its messaging. Like, do you get what we're saying? Like, yes, dude, I understand and I agree with you, but can you not be obnoxious about it? The Big Short is probably his best movie. Adam McKay, I think his name is. But yeah, it explains really complicated like um economic terms and makes so you can understand them. And no, I'm not just talking about the Margot Robbie scene where she's in the bathtub talking about fracking. like, overall, it's very good. Across the Spider Verse, there is a complaint. Oh, this is only half a movie. Beyond the Spider Verse is confirmed to come out. I have the highest. It's gonna take Lord Phil and Lord Miller to fuck up significantly. And I don't think they can because they've only made bangers these past 10 years. This movie is so good. It's so I saw it 3 times in the theaters and I don't care that it landed. Guess what? Empire Strikes Back ended the same way, motherfucker. Okay? Oh, it's only half a movie. It's still a full experience, bitch. Okay? Across the Spider-Verse. So fucking good. No notes. Fan fucking tastic. It's gonna make me cry. I mean, there's not much more I can fucking say. It's just perfect. Chef kisses. I think Into the Spider Verse I still like a little bit more, but Across the Spider Verse is like it's like right there. Um, but yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know why we watched this. Me and my girlfriend, but it's all right. You know what? No, we're a nice guy. Yeah. Nope. Then we have Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is obviously very very funny. Yeah, it's just a hilarious movie. If you haven't seen it, see it. Wolf of Wall Street, Marty Scorsese, my boy, my beautiful baby boy. Um, it's such a good movie. Um, it just shows like if you watch the movie correctly, it shows the downfall of like Jordan Belfort and like how he he's his own villain basically. He only has himself to blame for all the shitty things he did to innocent people by messing with their money and stuff. And it does what I don't know why this movie's so controversial because it shows what Goodfellas like. Goodfellas, it's like the high life. It's so awesome. It's so great, and then you get knocked the fuck down. And this shows the same thing. The only problem with it is in the real world, he gets out of jail and he's still making a lot of money, which I think leaves a lot of people with like a sour taste in their mouth. Um, but I still think it's really good. It's Martin Scorsese. He's awesome. Um, The Dark Knight. Obviously, this is great. Um, Nearly perfect. I'll say I like the Spider-Man movies a little bit more. I know, controversial. I know, but I think those Spider-Man movies, the animated ones, they get the superhero motif down. They're so inspiring. The Dark Knight is a masterfully made film, but like you can start to see holes in it a little bit after watching it on repeat. Um, but it's still a very good movie. I just prefer the animated Spider-Man ones. That's not because I'm a Marvel simp. I'm gonna have to do a collection video to show you guys that I'm definitely on DC side when it comes to comics. But like, yeah. Surfs Up. This one was good. I like this. It's a cute movie. It's Shia LaBeouf. Is in it, and he plays this little penguin that wants to be a surfer. It's a fun movie. You know, it's a kids movie. Anyways, that is my list. We both did the 2023 ranking and my own personal ranking of the movies I watched this year. If you want to see part one of this, go check out part one. Link will be in the description below and probably the title card of this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me, and yeah, guys, thank you so much. I hope your 2024 is eventful, and yeah, stick around for more content. I'll eventually come up with an update video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Peace.